biggest challenge for me was trying to make it realistic. I didn't want it to be a really wishy-washy play that didn't really touch on the specifics of how the characters were feeling. For me, it is all about how Boyd feels and how this situation that his father is in actually affects him directly and also affects Jenny, his girlfriend. I wanted that to be a real truthful, hard-hitting journey, and I wanted the audience to go on the journey with Boyd from the moment we find out that the father has prostate cancer to the ending of the play. And that arc was really, really important to kind of manufacture well and make sure that each moment throughout the play we follow that journey. So that was quite a difficult thing to structure. It was also quite difficult to make sure that it wasn't just a sad play about cancer. I think it's important to kind of inject some humour. It needs to be the right humour, obviously. But I didn't want it to be a play that just focused on a negative and was quite a downward play. So in trying to lift it with some comedy, I hope that it furthers the realism, but also allows an audience to not feel like they're sitting there watching a tragedy for an hour. When I started to write Beetles From The West, I suddenly became aware that I was drifting into quite a poetic kind of writing style. And the original draft was actually very Berkoff. It was very heightened. There was a lot of poetic language, there was a lot of metaphors, and it worked quite well because it was quite a dark subject matter. But as I started to lighten the play a little bit and bring some more naturalism in, I realised that it would be really nice to keep that kind of poetic language and heighten those stakes, but only in specific moments for each character when they're reacting to something. And then I kind of found that actually it worked really well in that we had these really, really nice, longer poetic moments where we almost looked into the character's soul a little bit, and that allowed the character to have a bit more kind of depth, but also really, really hit home the message about the play. I'd like the audience to, well, first of all, I'd like to feel like they've enjoyed a show, taking away the kind of the content, the subject matter. I'd like them just to have enjoyed a night at the theatre. But there is obviously a deeper message to the play, which is about men's health, about men seeking help through mental health as well as physical health. So it would be nice for the males in the audience, as well as the females, to get partners checked, etc. But I don't want it to feel like a preachy, I have to go and see this play, or I've seen this play and now I feel like I have to ring up 111. It isn't about that. I think it's more about just being aware that actually you can talk about your problems, and even if that is with your significant other, or if it's with your parents or whoever, there is no shame in actually speaking about how you feel. And I do think we do live in a society that is quite masculine restricted, if that makes sense. And I do hope that this play does kind of allow men to start opening up a little bit more about how they're feeling.